We're going to talk a little bit about the city of Battle Creek, one of our favorite subjects. And we have with us this morning from the city, Jessica VanderKolk. Jessica, good morning.
Nice good morning, Tim.
And from BC Vision, Olivia Harvey. Hi, Olivia.
Good morning.
And our city manager, Rebecca Fleury, is back once again. Good morning.
Good morning, Tim.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about what it means to be an all-American city. This is something that's been going on now for, 70 years or close to that, an All-America City Award. Before we get into that, though, I think I better ask you for an update on city water. Of course, we had, last week they found manganese in some water samples. There was a lot of concern. People were drinking bottled water if they had young infants or liver problems. The city, working with DEQ, tested a number of residences, and we breathed a sigh of relief. I don't know, long about Saturday or Sunday. So what are your thoughts and what's the latest on that, Rebecca?
Yep, we did breathe a sigh of relief on Saturday, Tim. Right now, we are going through the two conditions that were placed on us by the Department of Health and Human Services, as well as the Department of Environmental Quality. So we are taking additional samples when we flush fire hydrants. Just for everyone, is information. On the city's website is when and where we flush fire hydrants. So anybody can go into the city's website and find that information. So as we flush hydrants, we're taking testing, in the evening time when we do that in and around that area. That was the stipulation for the DEQ. I know that there's a meeting at 10 o'clock this morning with the DEQ and our Department of Public Works to talk about the 4 wells at Verona that did continue to have high levels of manganese that we are, no longer using. So those were the two conditions. So that's what we're working through. I've gotten a lot of questions too about how much water and how much we spend. I will tell you I can't answer that because we're still working through our wonderful partners, Sam's Club and PepsiCo, to return unused water. So we'll know when that process completes. But we are happy to say that things are going well in that area.
One thing that confuses me is when we talk about the Verona well field, and that's where I believe city waters originated from ever since we stopped dipping it out at Gogwak Lake, and that was a while ago, quite a while ago. But how does it separate between water that is being drank by people and residences and businesses and water that is not?
That's a good question, and I will say that I am not an expert in that area, but that's what Verona is all about. That plant takes the water from our sources, aquifers, and it treats it. It filters for things like manganese and iron and etc. So it's an incredible process. We have a team of great experts out there that manage that. So it does take the water that we get from the source, it treats it so that it comes out your tap ready and available to use and to drink.
And the samples that were taken out of taps were negative or favorable.
They were below the correct.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's certainly good news. And before we move on to the other subject, I guess you got to be thinking, well, we handled it the right way. At least it looks that way to me. You could have said, well, this might not be a big deal. Let's test some more. We'll wait and see. But instead, you came out publicly at the first sign.
Absolutely. Again, the health and safety of our community is the #1 priority. I was really proud of all the team, our community stakeholders team, between the Department of Health and the city's team, DHHS and DEQ. While it was stressful, we feel good about our response and that the bottled water was available as quickly as it was.
Yeah, I mean, I saw one people post something about, there's a lot of hullabaloo over nothing, getting us all panicky, blah, blah, Well, my first thought was, imagine if nothing had been said and later we found that the threat was real or more than, the worst, then how would people feel? And we've been down that road in this state, for heaven's sake. So it looks like maybe we're learning, and we just set a nice example for other municipalities who may go through this yet to come.
You put it very well, Tim. I would rather be criticized for what you just said than be criticized for not responding. And we knew later that we were going to continue, that we had continued elevated samples. Mm-hmm. We were fortunate that we didn't, but I wouldn't change our response.
We're going to talk about this All-America City Award. I guess this thing goes back to 1949. once called the Nobel Prize for Constructive Citizenship, and 500 communities or so have been awarded this over the years. So we're in a finalist, right?
We are a finalist this year, Tim. Very excited to have been named one of the top 20. That's the finalist list to go to Denver later this week to present to the panel of judges our community projects that we put forth in the application with a wonderful group of community members to really lift up Battle Creek, and we hope come back with that award.
Man, got to be careful out there in Denver. You know, you got these competing cities. You know, they might be trying to get you to do something you shouldn't do to, you know, so they can blow the presentation. You know, it's one of those states. So, no, I imagine that there's not any subterfuge from one city to another, is there? Or is it what kind of a competition is this?
Honestly, with the effort it takes to bring your community together, to put this together and talk about all the great things your community is doing, I don't think anybody has time to think about what the others are doing.
Sure.
We're just gonna, you know, enjoy our presentation and watch the other communities and hopefully learn some great things others are doing too.
Is this the first time Battle Creek has been a finalist?
It's the first time we've applied, even to my knowledge.
Okay, so the first time
yes.
we've applied to be a finalist. I got a feeling, you know, seeing, you know, what this award is about. Maybe I should ask you what the award is about, but I got a feeling BC Vision's right in the middle of it, because of BC Vision sort of bringing so many different groups in this community together to try and get some common goals. Olivia Harvey's with BC Vision. Did I get that right?
Harvey.
I'm sorry, I was told it was Harvey. Harvey. Well, Olivia, BC Vision's kind of, I don't want to say ringleader, but kind of at the center of this, aren't they?
Certainly. So what's exciting about this project is that the focus this year for the American City Award is looking at cities and projects that they have going on to promote inclusiveness in the community. Projects that they're spearheading to bring together all sectors, from the civic leadership, government leadership, educators, business, large and small, and the people in the community. So when we started pulling together and looking at all the different projects that are going on in Battle Creek, it was amazing the number of things that we have going on that promote inclusiveness in this community. So yes, and BC Vision was officially brought together several years ago by the Kellogg Foundation and the Kellogg Company to address some of the city's most serious issues that need to be resolved in order to move the city forward. Most importantly, those involve jobs, talent, and the culture of vitality. And just a few weeks ago, we got a big boost for the economic portion of our effort when the Kellogg Foundation announced a $10 million investment in the Battle Creek Small Business Fund. And then almost a year ago, they invested another $51 million in for education for the city of Battle Creek schools. So that's part of what makes this event so exciting and adds to the excitement of what we do.
So it sounds to me like when somebody stumbled on this All-America City Award that goes back to 1949 and looked at what it was and what the criteria was, a check mark, yep, we got the, oh yeah, we do this, oh, we're doing this. Am I right there? It seemed to be the right time for us to apply for
Exactly.
it. So now what happens? So we send a contingent to Denver. How big is this contingent?
So we've got 15 people from the community. We've got folks from the city. We've got folks from BC Vision. We've got folks from the Battle Creek's Coalition of Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformation. That's another one of the projects that we're highlighting. We've got, oh yes, thank you. We've got folks from the Burn Grant Criminal Justice Project that's going on with our police department and other community groups and in the neighborhoods. So we've really got a good broad contingent of folks to represent Battle Creek.
We are talking about the All-America City Award. This is something that's been going on since 1949, once called the Nobel Prize for Constructive Citizenship. And Battle Creek is one of what do we say, 20 communities that is in the running for this. And how many will be awarded?
10.
10 communities will emerge with the award. And it would be another great positive step that we are taking here in Battle Creek. You know, it'd be so great for the momentum and for, I think, everybody's, I mean, it's just an award, but, you know, not just an award. It's something really, really great. So what's the game plan? Now, what, you go out there Friday and what, how much time do they give you? How does that go?
Well, there's quite a regimented schedule and outline of how we do this. So Friday, everybody has their official rehearsals on the stage where we'll present. And Saturday morning, we have one more rehearsal. We're the first city to present after lunch. So we will present Saturday early afternoon and then try to keep ourselves busy until Sunday night when they have the award ceremony and announce the 10 All-America cities.
Will all three of you be going?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. So 2 minutes you have for 15 people to make a presentation?
No, 2.5 minutes to get to the stage.
Oh, okay.
We have 10 minutes,
10 minutes
to present,
okay.
Yep, and showcase Battle Creek and our projects and both challenges and progress, and then 2.5 minutes to get off the stage.
So, you know, really though, each person involved is going to have, you know, less than a minute if you divided it that way. I imagine that some people will go a little longer and some a little shorter, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. So what are you going to be talking about, Rebecca?
Well, actually, the mayor's kicking us off.
Okay.
We're really excited that Tony the Tiger is also joining us, Tim. Like, you know, we can't leave without Tony. But we're talking about the 3 projects that were in our application. I think they've all been mentioned. BC Vision, of course, was a big portion. The Burn Criminal Justice Grant that we're doing with the NPCs, Neighborhood Planning Councils, and the Police Department. And then the Battle Creek Coalition for the Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformation Initiative. All of those will be highlighted through our presentation. But also, we talk about Battle Creek's history, the good and the not so good, and how each one of these projects is affecting, you know, where we go in the future. That's why it was really great to see the focus on the promoting equity through inclusive community engagement or civic engagement, which was the I would say the priority this year for these awards. It just seemed the right time with these particular projects going on.
Olivia Harvey is with BC Vision. How much time do you get?
Well, one of our features, if I could give just a little teeny tiny sneak peek, several years ago, before BC Vision got started, we actually went out to the community and talked to people one-on-one, knocking on doors. So everyone has been quite excited about that. We reached more than 30,000 households. We had more than 8,000 conversations. So part of our presentation is going to be the reenactment of knocking on the doors.
Nice.
And talking about some of the feedback that people gave us, which was an inspiration for BC Vision.
How unique is an organization like BC Vision? I mean, is every city there going to have their own BC Vision, or do you think we're unique?
You know, we're unique because BC Vision covers several different areas, jobs, talent, and culture of vitality. Many initiatives in the state of Michigan and other places, they're only focused on one of those areas. So we're unique in that we're broad and touch on a lot of different areas having to do with the city.
Is Tony the Tiger going to have any lines, or is he just going to prance around?
No, Tony doesn't speak,
Yeah,
but there's a lot of interesting things that Tony's going to be involved in. The other thing we're really proud of, Tim, is that highlighting the youth in our community and how we're doing a lot of efforts and outreach efforts to get them involved. We've got a member, actually 2 members of the Youth Advisory Board going with us, and so we're excited to lift up our youth as well as the projects that are happening in the community.
So you leave Friday morning?
Thursday, we have to be ready to rehearse in Denver, Colorado at 9:30 in the morning Friday. So most of the contingency is leaving Thursday.
Any chance this will be live streamed?
I don't believe they allow live streaming, but they do record all the presentations, and we will have a spot where we can have somebody record it as well. So there will be video.
Oh, great. Yeah, we'd like to see that maybe later and put it up on our website where people can get to it and check it out, especially if we win.
Yeah, we will be thrilled to share that with everybody.
Well, best of luck.
Social media too.
Yes, throughout the weekend.
Okay. Well, we'll keep tabs on that, and hope we win. It would be just another great little piece of the puzzle, and a little bit more forward momentum, positive, and so it's the All America City Award, and Battle Creek is one of 12 cities that are going to be finalists. A couple of them dropped out, right? So we have a better chance.
We were one of 20 finalists. We had 2 drop out, so there are still 18 remaining. And we know it's tough competition. We're going up to some big cities who are doing some great things. And for us, it was just a huge honor to make that 20 finalist list. But yes, there's always that spirit of competition that we really want to come home with this award too.
All right. Best of luck. Rebecca Fleury, Battle Creek City Manager, Jessica VanderKolk from the city, and Olivia Harvey from BC Vision. Thanks for being our guests today.
Thanks,
Thank
Tim.
you.